And we're back.
Welcome to the Cavalry.
Welcome to the Cavalry. What's up, Johnny?
What's up? Do we need a name for our listeners? Like other podcasts have names for their listeners?
Cavalry listener heads.
Yeah, Cavalridians.
Cals.
Cavalry tards.
Caltards.
I don't think you were supposed to say that.
I don't think you're supposed to. We got into that quick. How
you doing?
No, I don't know. Why do they need a name? What's that?
They don't need a name. I don't know.
What's the best example of like a name for podcast listeners? Like which podcast?
They're all cringy and annoying. Like, doesn't Mark Maron have his "What the fuck" next?
Yeah, he says it. He says a bunch of them. So I don't know. He always says, "What's up? What the fuckers? What the fuck next?"
Yeah.
What the fucking?
What's his name? The guy that laughs at his own material all the time.
Oh,
Pete Holmes. Weirdos. You made it weird. He calls his fans weirdos.
Weirdos. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Backer. What about backers?
Ooh, backers. That's good.
Yeah, because then it's like a pledge drive.
Yeah, backer uppers.
Which is really what every podcast kind of is.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I got a little tooth pain. Let me tell you something. I got dentist. Can we do a dentist segment?
Ooh, it's time for Cavalry Dental Talk.
Because I know we have a dentist on the.
Yeah, we have dental.
We have a backer. One of our backers is a dentist.
That's right.
So I had this is all started like a month ago, and I had no problem at all. I just went to the dentist to get clean. But the guy, that was like 6 months ago. But then he said like, oh, it looks like one of your fillings or two of your fillings need to be replaced.
Were they metal?
Yeah. Am I what?
Were they metal?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't even say. But I guess just after a while, they can go bad. I mean, they were probably like 20 years old or whatever. So I go, all right, just taking his word for it, whatever. But it costs like $1,000. Right. Of just something I don't even feel like it's just like not a problem to me at all. But I'm just trusting them that this is a problem.
Yep.
So then about a month ago, he does the work, and it goes quick and it's fine. It's just like getting a cavity, like it always has been.
Yeah, they replaced your filling.
Yeah, it replaced filling. But then like a week went by and it was still like painful. Like if I drink anything or eat anything on that side, like hurt.
Uh-oh.
So I called. I was like, this isn't like how long before I've had fillings before. It's usually like fine the next day, like what?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, all right, we better come in, take a look. So he it's probably the bite, the bite is off a little bit. So they grind down some of the teeth or whatever. So then I did that. It didn't get any better for like another week. So I went back. He did it again. But then the last thing he told me, and that was like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't been back. It still like hurts, but he goes, I would just give it like a month. And even if it's just starting to get a little bit better, it's probably fine. And I'm like, if you don't die from the injury and you wait a month, it's going to get a little bit better. Like it's going to, if you stabbed me in the shoulder and I just waited a month, it would feel a little bit better. That doesn't mean like you did anything right.
Yeah.
A month is insane, right? So now I have to wait a month.
Time. We should get Dr. Beaner on the horn.
I know. I want a second opinion to know if I should get a new dentist. That's what I want.
Well, when does this go live? In a week? So
yeah.
In a week, I'll get you an answer.
Yeah. By then, maybe it'll be better.
Yeah.
But
that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's really annoying eating on one side. You enjoy food less when only half of your mouth gets to taste it.
Oof.
Yeah. Not that it's slowed me down.
Sure.
You think the portion sizes would go down a little bit?
Nope.
Like I wonder that those people who lost their sense of taste from COVID.
Yeah.
I wonder if they got really skinny. Are
That's
you
a
just
good
like in
question.
great shape? Do you just have like, washboard abs if you have no sense of taste, or do you still just like to eat because it's like filling?
Yeah, there's a difference between I'm hungry and I enjoy. Like I think I eat more often because I like eating versus I'm hungry. My body needs.
Right. Yeah. No, I
Like,
know.
my mouth needs sugar more than my tummy needs food.
Yeah. That's a scientific way to put it.
Right. I'm dumbing it down for our Calvary.
Mouth like sugar, tummy no food.
Right.
Yeah, I think I would lose if I had no taste. That should be like the new Ozempic.
What? Just having
just like killing your taste buds.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that would work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so, I had Edie had a end of the season is the end of his basketball season, and so the coach was like, I just had all the kids over to hang out, and I was like, we'll have it at the regular basketball practice time, but we'll just have the end of the season party. Everyone's welcome, bring siblings, whatever.
Yeah.
And so Aaron had yoga, so I brought Edie. I brought Duncan and Phoebe with.
Okay.
So Duncan and Edie, because they're close enough in age, they just played basketball with all the kids on the basketball team in the front yard, in the driveway or whatever. And so I was with Phoebe. And so it was like all the parents were in the backyard sitting around the fire talking. And I spent the whole party in the basement playing Candyland with just me and Phoebe in this coach's house I'd never been to. Like when we showed up, he's like, we got some toys. Maybe she'd like some toys. There's some Legos in the basement. And we just played Candyland. And like the last 10 minutes, I made her sit on my lap at the fire.
But yeah, I know it is tough. Like when you're trying to do the like kids and parents socializing thing, but like Ginger is just used to like playing with me, like if I'm around, he's like, let's go do something. What are you doing? So I was like, no, you're supposed to play with these stranger kids that you've never met, and I'm supposed to talk to these strangers and get some. We're not. That's the way this is supposed to work, Yeah. That's how it's going to be enjoyable. See, us both being awkward and not having fun. That's how this was a success.
That's how it's supposed to go. Like I tried at the beginning. I went in the basement and played with her, and I was like, all right, we got to go outside. I want to go sit with the adults. You can do whatever. So she sat on my lap, and she's like, I'm cold. I want to go in. I was like, all right, you can go in. You can go in the basement. You know where the toys are. And she was like, I'm scared. You have to come with me. So I was like, all right, bye, everybody.
Right.
Of course, I didn't say bye, everybody, because I never said hello when I showed up.
Right.
I just awkwardly sat with them and then got up 5 minutes later and left.
Nobody knows who you are. You just emerged from the basement. Man, you guys got some cool toys down there. All right, we're going to head back down. Anybody want to come with? No? Okay, cool.
No? All right. More fun. I
don't know what you're missing.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what he did have? All right, so you know how and this is hilarious. So Edie and I have been reading Frankenstein together.
Right. Oh, I'm very impressed.
Basically just at tuck in time, I'll read to Edie. It is the most confusing, heavy, like I don't even know what's going on.
Right.
I'm just reading it. The print is so small. I'm turning the page like once every 11 minutes. It's terrible. It's before you even get to chapter 1. There's like all these letters you have to read. It like starts with a bunch of letters. So I'm reading those. It's basically just me reading while Edie falls asleep. And then when I get to
it's a white noise machine for both of you.
But I'll stop and I'm like, hey, what do you think? And Edie will be like, oh, whoa, okay. And like make noises like they're listening. And then so I went in this guy's basement, and he has like this set of like, I don't know what they're called, but they're like kids' books of classic stories, Robin Hood, Moby Dick, Frankenstein. So I pulled out Frankenstein and I'm reading this like kids graphic book to like figure out what the hell I've been reading about.
But I mean,
I didn't read past where we are, but I read everything up to where we are, and I was like, wow, why couldn't Mary Shelley have written it like this? I get it now.
Why
does
couldn't Mary
she have
Shelley
to
put
use all
some
these
pictures
weird
in?
words?
Well, are you confused? I mean, like, but aren't you like, isn't it helpful that the story is so universally known? Doesn't that give you some like context clues as to what's going on? Like,
I don't know if you, spoiler alert, it starts out some guy that's not Victor Frankenstein is writing these letters to either his girlfriend or wife or sister, I don't know, someone, and he's writing these like journal type letters about wanting to adventure, and he bumps into this guy when he's sailing on ice or something, and he pulls the guy in. But like everything we've read so far before chapter 1 is not universally known.
it's not girl.
Right. It doesn't. He
You
hasn't.
just
I mean, I'm assuming the guy they pick him up is Dr. Frankenstein.
You
but
just keep turning the pages looking for. When do I get to that part?
exactly.
Well, yeah, no, I know. It's funny. Like, so compare that, and then I told you in Moby Dick, I've switched to another book, by the way.
Oh, you didn't finish?
No, I have not finished. No. So
are you done?
No, I'm not done. I'm gonna finish it. It's just like I'm reading this other book now that's an actual print book. So
okay, instead of on your phone.
On my phone, I haven't been like I haven't been on the like every time I go on the road lately, Ginger and Heidi are with me, so there's no time to really just sit there and scroll on my phone.
Sure.
Read Moby Dick. Anyway, so but compare and contrast, like in Moby Dick, he takes time, like 2 chapters, just explaining every different type of whale. So he's like, there's this whale, and there's this whale, and there's this whale. And then you're just like saying there's all these letters before the book even starts.
Yeah.
Cut to now, when you're cutting up your 1-minute stand-up clip, they told me you're supposed to like make micro cuts in between. So even like the laughs get cut off a little bit because people don't have the attention span to sit there and wait for the laughter to die down till you start speaking the next thing. Like that's where we're at now. But back then, this was the entertainment of the day. Like Frankenstein was like
a movie.
Love at first sight. That was the level of entertainment it was.
What's Love at First Sight? Oh, Love is Blind?
Love is Blind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, boy. Whew. Glad I wasn't living back then. Holy cow.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I don't know. We'll keep going, but I don't know how long it's gonna last.
It is funny. I was thinking about that too because I'm reading this Blood Meridian book, which is very like dark and I like westerns. It's kind of a western, but I don't know how much I'm enjoying it. And there's so many books. It's like, are you really supposed to force your way through books like just to say that you finished it? Is that a good use of your time? I don't know.
I mean, that's you bringing up your whole the whale book Moby Dick. That's
Moby
what
Dick,
inspired me to be like, okay, I'll read it.
I know.
I'll try to get a classic. Of course,
and then, dude, then I opened for this. Do you know a guy named David Nihill?
Yeah,
he's this Irish guy.
I know who he is. I've never worked.
Yeah, so he's come through Portland a few times, and I think I opened for him once when he was at Helium. But now that this last time he was playing the Aladdin Theater, so it's like sold like 400 something seats on a Wednesday,
Yeah.
And he does like this 90-minute show, and it's called Shelf Help, and it's all he like tells these funny stories, but he weaves it all in with about books he's read throughout his life, and it's like, I read this book and that inspired me to do this, and then he tells like his whole story through these books. And then he links to all the books at the end. It's like, oh my God. I was like, what is it? You know what I mean? He knows Portuguese and
oh my God,
all these languages and shit. And like, how does any one person do all this?
No.
And I'm like, we're doing the same job. I mean, technically, I mean, we have the same jobs, but somehow he's squeezed out so much more out of information out of life than I have.
Does he have kids? Is he married?
No, I think that is the I was gonna say the secret, but I was maybe just the difference as he's single. But you know what? Let's be honest with each other. Can we be honest?
Of course.
If we were single, would we have read more books?
No.
Would I know more languages?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Before we start
blaming our families.
Yeah, he's a fascinating guy. He doesn't he's just on the road all the time. He doesn't even have a house. He just keeps his stuff in storage. He's just always on the road making bank.
Yeah, that's
kind of crazy.
You know who Ryan Sickler is?
Who?
Ryan Sickler?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do?
How do you know? He's the crab feast guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so this weekend, I don't even know if I told you this, but I right before Thursday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, I got a call. Lachlan Patterson was doing the Thursday, Friday at Comedy on State, and he likes doing 2-man shows. So like, Johnny, do you want to, just feature for Lachlan, be a 2-man show? I was like, oh yeah, totally. So I did that and Lachlan wasn't doing Saturday because Ryan Sickler was taping he taped a special Saturday at the club.
Ah, okay.
And so he came to the shows and we were hanging out in the green room. And he's just one of these guys, man. He's got 4 podcasts. He's got his content producer with him that, was just on the road with him. It's just like, yeah, you got to be he's talking to Lachlan and I'm sitting there too, but he's like, you got to always be putting stuff out, If you're not, once you stop, it's like it resets, and he's showing all the stuff he's putting. I'm just like, man, I'm not doing that. And that makes being a comedian look not fun, because he's like, I hate it.
They killed it. I know. And we all fell for it, because that whole thing of you got to be putting stuff out constantly, or else they start you over and from the bottom. It's probably true, right? Yeah. But it's also you work for Instagram now.
Yeah.
You work for TikTok. Do you understand what you're saying? They're like, if you don't come to work every day at 8 a.m. and give us shit, we're going to punish you. And we're going to make your career worse. And we're going to make all those followers useless. And so it's like an unpaid, we're all just slaves to the algorithm. Yeah. And I think it's a big mistake, obviously he feels the pressure to do it because he's got to sell tickets, and I get it. But I also think it's a mistake, editing your material based on what you think that the machine will like.
Right.
One day we're all going to sound exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, it sounds exhausting. And then also you're you have a guy that does it for you, and you still are I can't do that. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah. But they've always had he had the one with Jay Larson, the Crab Feast.
Yep.
And I did that podcast. And
you did the Crab Feast?
Yeah, I did it once. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It was cool. They had really loyal fans.
Was it in person?
It was. This was a while ago.
Yeah, that's he's got 4 podcasts. That one he's done doing, but it still runs.
Yeah, he does one. Revenue. I see the clips of the one he does now where it's just him interviewing a comedian, basically. I'm not sure what the angle is, but yeah. Did you ask him? Have you tried doing one on Zoom with your pal where you just barely promote it? And
have you tried one with a confusing name and switching platforms every week?
Right. And a lot of the times you have a technical problem and you don't find out till the episode is live.
Yeah. How often do you guys go to the drive-thru during your podcast recordings? Oh, you never have? Oh, okay.
No, I mean, they really did find a way to make comedy like more of a job. Yeah, like if you describe what being a comedian was like in the like 90s or the 2000s and compared to what it is now, it's like, it sounds like torture compared to what you used to. You used to have a notebook, a pencil, and go on the road and do the show.
Yeah.
And that was it. You barely had a website.
I know. Oh God.
You get a new headshot every 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was the extent of it. You'd have 1 5-minute tape. That would last you 10 years.
It was a better time.
It was just a
better time for lazy comics.
And we ruined it. We just ruined it. Our own ego and hubris. And now we're all fighting against each other. You keep upping the ante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the late, what was cool though? I got to, so Comedy on State, it's got the brick background. Everyone posts clips from it, but they had the stage all set up for Ryan's special. And so I got to record, like they brought out the stage, they extend the stage out so that the cameras can get more depth. There's a blue curtain or a black curtain that's all lit up with LED lights. It looks cool. So that was really cool. But the crowds are a little tight. And that last show, I mean, it was okay, but it was like, they were just tight. Like,
was that Ryan's show? Or
no, this was me and Lachlan.
Yeah, do you think they were tight because it felt too fancy in there?
It could be.
Yeah.
But after the show, I was talking to Lachlan, and he was watching the show, and he was like, "Oh, they don't like John. They just don't like Johnny. That's what it is. They just don't like Johnny." And then he did his first joke. He's like, "Okay, all right, nope." And then as he's doing his show, he's like, "Oh, it wasn't just Johnny. Damn it." I was like, "Oh, okay. So while you're doing your show, your respect for me slowly went up the worse you did."
Yep. No, it's funny. I've had that situation a million times where in your head you're like, this opener is not getting them. Oh well. Yeah. Watch what happens when Blazing Guns
Papa Sleighter grabs the mic.
No, that's a dirty little secret of comedy. Like, so much of it is like dependent on the crowd.
Yeah.
Like the comedians. I mean, just from I think when you consume comedy, not live, but like either on Instagram or in like listening to it or whatever.
Yeah.
In your earbuds. It's like way different. I think you're more separated from the laughter of a crowd. Like if you hear a comic killing, but it's not funny to you, it doesn't really help you that they're killing on the recording. It actually just it's like kind of off-putting. It's like, oh my God, they're laughing at that. This is awful.
I know. Can I give you an example of that?
Yeah.
So Saturday night, I went to, because I'm buddies with Steven Rogers, and he was opening for Tom Papa.
Yeah.
At the Orpheum right next door to the club. So Steve's like, "Oh, you want to just come to the show and we'll hang out after?" I was like, "Okay." So I went to the show, and Steve, great, killed it. Did a little over 20 minutes. It was awesome. And just very smart, really funny. And then Tom comes out, and I don't really know much about Tom. I mean, I saw his Comedy Central Presents when it came out and thought he was very funny then. And ever since I was like, okay, all right, I respect what he does.
Yeah.
And man, he came out, and the crowd, it was like Seinfeld came out. And I was just like, I was almost mad the first half of the show because I was like,
they were too
this
hot.
Isn't right. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like they knew they were going to respond this way before he even came out because they're just fans of his. The second half, in all fairness, he got me, and I respect it. I like it. But the first half, I was just like, this is not right. What's going on?
Well, that's interesting because that actually runs counter to what I was going to say. Because I was like, I think when you're in the room, it's more infectious. So it's like, even if somebody's really funny, if the crowd's tight, it's like, and you don't laugh as much. Like, it's hard to be independent of the crowd. But when you're listening to it off outside of the room. It's more you have your own.
Oh, it's easier to have maintain your opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of what because I think even like comedy connoisseurs get swayed by the crowd if they're in the room.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like sometimes someone will come up to you after a show and they're a comic a lot of the times, and they'll be like, "Oh man, I really love that bit you do," and it's just the one that got like the biggest pop from the audience. They're like, "Thanks, yeah, the one that everybody laughed at. I was, that was a good one. I'll keep that."
Yeah, I do that one a lot, actually.
Like you would think someone would come up to you like some obscure throwaway line that barely gets a laugh, like, "Oh, I love that," even though the crowd, but I thought that was super funny. But that's never what it is. It's always like the thing that got the biggest laugh, like, "Dude, that was great."
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, everybody's doing specials, dude. You got to do a special.
I know I got to do a special.
Don't worry, they only cost $15,000 to make one.
That's what
That's like the going rate.
God, that's
Steve just did his, right? I saw Steve's just came out.
Yeah, his came out like the day before. It's called Half a Wee, yeah.
But then maybe Nate paid for it. Is that how that works with that? Did you ask him?
I think Nate and Brian Regan co-produced it or whatever. So
he didn't even have to put up the money.
I mean, I don't know, but that's that
would be good. That's what you should do. Call Brian Regan. I want to tape a special.
Hey, you did Stevens. Can I do that same package?
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to get in on the ground floor for just a easy $25,000. You can have 15% of the Johnny Beaner.
Well, you just did you just video.
I recorded an album. It's way different.
No, I know that, but you also had a guy video it, right? Or you just
but I mean, like, it's not something you could, because it's just static camera shots. So it's like you could cut it up, I guess, into like a 3-camera special, but I think you could tell if you put it next to like a real one that costs like thousands of dollars, you would know the difference. So like I'm torn between, should I just wait for one day when that opportunity seems attainable or presents itself, or should I just like cut this one up and put it out on YouTube and say screw it? I kind of think I just want to cut this one up to clips and then maybe one day shoot like a big
with the same jokes.
I don't know, with any jokes when I'm 50. Maybe I'll just do like, maybe when I turn 50, I'll just do
greatest
like
hits special.
The best, just not even call it greatest hits shows, but just act like I've never, you know what I mean? I've never done a special, so this is it. And I'll just do anything's on the table. I don't know, but you get like jealousy out of it because, it does seem like everybody and their brother has a special either coming out or
I know
just came out, and even when they just put it on YouTube, you're like, oh well, anyone can put it on YouTube, but it's like, but to make it look like what it looks like costs $15,000.
I mean, I asked the crew how many cameras. I think it was like 9 cameras on Ryan Sickler's.
Oh
Jesus.
And probably like 10 people who had to fly to Madison. I'm sure they aren't local in Madison. I mean, maybe, but
damn,
it's kind of crazy.
Very crazy.
Well,
whew.
What else?
Let's see. What else do I have?
Anything else? Oh wait, there's something I was supposed to get to that from the Patreon. Hang on just a second. Okay. You talk.
You want me to talk while you do that?
You talk.
Okay. And I'll tell us. I have 2 things that I have to tell. So this happened yesterday. We were grilling. You can ignore me and look for whatever you're looking for. No,
I'm listening.
So I was
you were at the park with your wife. I heard you.
How often do you grill?
Not
Do you know how
not
to
at all
grill?
during the winter, and then a lot during the summer.
Okay. You grill
Very weather
charcoal goes
dependent.
bad. You know charcoal goes bad?
I did not know that, but we have a propane grill.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We have one of those Bowl Coleman whatever.
But yeah, I know what charcoal is.
Charcoal. Yeah. I know you. I was trying to grill burgers last night for dinner, and I was getting so pissed off because they just wouldn't catch. At one point, I took garbage grocery bags, like paper grocery bags, and like put them under the charcoals like a campfire, and it just makes paper like float up. And it still didn't work. The charcoal wouldn't fucking catch.
You don't have lighter fluid?
Huh?
Lighter fluid.
I did lighter fluid. It would like light and then it would go out. Off. It would burn off, and the charcoal wasn't like caught. I ended up dumping. I picked up the whole thing and dumped it in our garbage, thing.
Yeah.
And I know, like, that's how you know, like,
immediately burst into flames.
No, that's why I was like, it should.
Yeah.
But it's like you shouldn't be able to pick up the bowl of a grill.
Right.
Because it should be hot.
Should be hot. Yeah. Yep.
So I went to the grocery store, got another bag, and worked right away.
So charcoal goes bad.
Charcoal goes bad, I guess. That's the moral of that story.
Well, that was a good one. I get a propane grill. Why do you think it tastes better? Charcoal tastes better or something?
No. No, I think this grill was gifted by my father-in-law, and he was like, "This is how you grill. You got to get expensive wood briquettes or something." I never have because I can't tell the difference in taste.
No, they have those I think the only thing that really does taste different is like those smokers, Yeah. But yeah, like a charcoal grill, I don't care.
But is it charcoal versus gas taste different?
They say that it does. I don't know. I can't tell the difference. And I like the propane thing. It's great. Lights right up every time. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get one of those. And they're bigger. It's just like a rectangle instead of a circle, right?
But let me tell you something.
What? Tell me.
I think I've talked about this before, but that is the number one annoying put together item in the world.
Oh,
it's like it's like an IKEA sofa combined with a desk combined with a dollhouse. I mean, it's like putting together a rocket ship. I honestly believe like a NASA person struggles with these barbecue.
But you did it.
I did it, but it's not right. I swear to God, there's still to this day, I've had it for 5 years. There's still things that are like rickety on there. They don't sit right. The holes aren't quite lined up. I mean, there were parts left over. It works. I mean, it burns. I mean, yeah, you can cook food on it, but it's not right.
Okay.
So I would suggest, like, if I could do it all over again, I would go into like Lowe's and I'd go up to him and be like, look, I want that barbecue. And they're like, okay, we got some model. I'm like, no, you don't understand. That one right there, that one that's put together as a display, I will pay you double for it right now than what you're
double
selling
for the open box item.
Yeah, just so I don't have to put it together.
Yeah,
because I don't know. Otherwise, is there any barbecue you can buy that comes put together? It's not like furniture. At least like furniture.
I've never had any other kind.
Yeah, if you buy a sofa fancy enough, it just comes built. But I don't know if that's true with barbecues.
All right, can I tell you my other story?
Yes.
Did you find what you were researching?
I did find. Do you want me to interject here with Ryan?
Go for it.
Ryan Weiser, Patreon subscriber. Okay.
Yes.
So shout out to Ryan. He says unpopular opinion. Now, this isn't the preferred way to...
Where did this one come in? In your email?
On the Patreon direct message.
Oh, okay.
You ever check that?
No. Well, no.
So this comes from Ryan Weiser on Patreon. Now, this isn't our preferred way to send what you need backup on. We prefer you leave a 5-star review and a comment. But everyone gave up on that. So
while you're reading Ryan's, I'll check to see if we have any of those.
Okay. Unpopular opinion. Why was the Christmas Xmas song I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus never scrutinized or canceled? I know the song Baby It's Cold Outside got blasted. Guess I'm just asking for gender equality in this bizarre, politically correct climate. So do you know the song Mommy Kissing Santa Claus?
Yeah, I saw Mommy kissing Santa underneath the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
But it's the implication is that it's her husband.
Yes. Okay. I never put that together.
Of course. How could I have missed it all these years?
Well, obviously Ryan's not thinking of that either, right?
Starting to understand why Frankenstein is not being comprehended. The subtleties of Mary Shelley. Once you learn Christmas tunes and the hidden meanings there. Yeah, it's supposed to be the lady's husband. So I don't think you'd be canceled because.
Well, I mean, to me, it sounds like Ryan was in the same boat as me and didn't put together that that's the husband.
So Ryan thinks that this lady was just like jumping Santa Claus. Yeah, without consent.
Without whose consent?
Santa's.
No, I mean Santa's the homewrecker.
Oh,
Santa's down to clown,
but then Santa should be canceled.
Are you asking me, or is saying that's what Ryan?
I think he's saying the woman is the aggressor here because he's questioning the gender equality. So he's saying that the woman didn't have the consent of Santa. Like it's like the opposite of the Baby It's Cold Outside thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, hey, I love our Patreon people. I think that when you say someone kissed someone, it doesn't automatically imply like a rapey feel to it.
Right. It's not. I saw mommy raping Santa Claus.
Right.
That song would not do as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope that answers your question there, Ryan. I think I don't know if we backed you up there, but we discussed it.
Well, we discussed your topic. Hey, guess what? This is a special day. We have a 5-star review on our podcast.
No shit.
On the Apple app. This one says 5-star review. This is from a Kevin Borngravy.
Oh, good. We got a good rotation going.
Yeah, okay. I need backup again. I believe nobody should be allowed to leave negative reviews of any business on a holiday. This might be a tough one for me to get behind.
Whoa. Yeah, you love leaving negative reviews.
Well, and also, I mean, what if it's like Christmas mass or like something that only happens on the holiday?
Right. What if you went to the mall on like Christmas Eve and you saw a lady raping Santa Claus?
Yeah, you would definitely.
I would leave a negative review.
I would leave a strongly worded negative review. Yeah. I appreciate his brevity, but doesn't really explain the logic behind it.
Okay, if I'm gonna extrapolate, here's how I would back him up. I think he's saying it's so hard to work on the holiday. So if you're working at a grocery store on Thanksgiving and you get all these assholes in there at the last minute,
sure,
pulling turkeys down, like it's like, hey man, you're lucky we're even here.
Yeah.
So for the balls for you to leave me a bad review when I shouldn't even be here right now.
All right, I see that.
I think that's probably what he means.
But then again, I mean, but that's I'm separating the worker from the company. You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm on the side of the employees. They shouldn't be having to work. They should have the day off. But fuck the fat cats in the C-suite.
But that falls apart pretty quick. You're like, hey, I'm on the side of the employees. They shouldn't have to work on a holiday. But this goddamn Stop and Shop better be open. I'm going to write a letter to the owner.
I'm going to alter his topic. I think the fucking CEOs and the C-suite, the people making fucking with all the bonuses, they should have to work the customer service
holidays
on holidays.
Yeah.
Of course, that's stupid, and that would never happen.
It would be horrible because then, like, they would have no idea how to actually do the jobs, and so then on the busiest day of the year, these morons trying to work a cash register.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of tough. Like, I'm just always amazed when businesses have good reviews, because I'm never motivated to write a good review. That's why we have to like get people to do the topics to write a good review of the podcast, because people love writing negative reviews because you're so fired up and you want to put that anger out into the world somehow.
Yeah.
But it's kind of incredible when a place has like great reviews,
Have you heard Lachlan's bit on reviews?
No.
Oh my God. So funny.
Yeah.
So funny. He's talking about like who has the audacity to leave a 3-star review. Like,
yeah,
you get home from dinner with the wife and she's like, let's go to bed. He's like, hang on. I gotta make sure everyone knows that the mussels were fine.
That's what I mean. I mean, like, and if you go on Yelp and you read some of these, they think they're like professional critics. Some of them write these like long, they're like you said, it's either a 3 or 4-star review, and it's like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, and they really take it seriously.
Yeah. And he talks about, he's like, here's what you got to do. You got to read the 1-star reviews. Those are the only ones worth reading. You got to read the 1-star reviews that start out with, if I could leave 0 stars, I would. And he talks about how like you can't, he's like, that is weird that you can't leave 0 stars. I complained my soup was cold and my waiter poured it on my head, stabbed me with a fork, and then pissed on me. 1 star.
I always look, so when you see a place has like, it's usually it is like either 5 stars or 1 star. That's kind of like the best places. It'll either be 5 stars and 1 star. And then you just look at the 1-star reviews and you realize most of them are just because that person's an unrealistic asshole.
Right.
And they're just like, I ordered my food to go, and then they sat someone before they got, it's like, you're like, oh, I don't give a shit about this. Okay.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
All right. Can I tell you? I'm going to tell you my second story now.
Oh yeah.
So Duncan does mathnasium. It's like math tutoring. Okay. And he doesn't like doing it, but he does it, whatever. So I went to pick him. I always make sure I pick him up on time. The last thing I want is for him to be able to complain that I was late. So last week I was late. I was like 5 minutes late. I totally forgot about him. I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be there now. So I go, he's standing outside, just kind of walking around. I pull up, he gets in the car and rips the loudest, longest, hugest fart. And I was just like, are you kidding, Duncan? Why? You've been standing outside for like, what, 7 minutes? You couldn't? He was like, oh man, that was like 10 farts in one. I've been holding them. I was like, are you kidding me? That's so annoying. Whatever. So
but he did it to punish you for being late.
I guess. I don't think maybe
that adds up.
He wanted to show it off more than punish me.
Oh, okay.
So then we're driving home. Aaron's, making dinner, whatever. And all of a sudden out of nowhere, he goes, ooh, are we having Culver's tonight? are we getting Culvers? And I was like, no, we're not getting Culvers. And he goes, yeah, we are. Yeah, we're getting Culvers. And he's looking in the back seat and he's looking in the front seat on the passenger seat. He's like, we're getting Culvers. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can smell it. I can smell you got Culvers. Like, Duncan, that's your fucking fart, man. He literally thought we were getting Culvers because he smelled it.
Dude,
right after he farted.
Chop it right there. That's the ad.
That's the ad for Culver's.
Dad, just cut to a young boy running around excited in the kitchen. Dad, we're getting Culvers? Where's the Culvers? What? What are you talking about? Well, yeah, I can smell it. That's your fart. Culvers. Make it a Culvers night. Why does
it's like like the director's like, oh no, that went out that we were supposed to cut right before he said that's your fart.
Well, we only paid for one edit, so why do you think he thought, like, I've had Culver's before, it's delicious and it doesn't smell like farts.
I know. I don't know. To be completely honest, I never ended up smelling his farts. I wouldn't say, oh, it smelled like, I mean, sure, I've smelled like, oh yeah, that's a McDonald's fart. But I mean, there's no other explanation. The car was, sterile before he got in it.
Had you eaten Culver's in the car recently?
No.
Oh. That's a mystery right there.
I mean, we've had Culver's. He knows what, I don't know. I think he just smelled his fart and thought.
He just got some wires crossed. He just thought too hard during math. And crossed some wires in his brain where the sense of smell nerve that's supposed to go to Culver's went to farts. He was looking at a fraction for too long and it just fried his brain. And
yeah.
I was gonna give him credit because he said that was 10 farts in one. It's like, hey, the math is way
to go, buddy.
I 10x'd my fart. Good job.
Yeah, my fart that was 10 farts was 5 double farts. Hey, that's great, buddy.
There you go, mathnasium.
Yeah.
I've heard of that before, I think.
What? Double
mathnasium.
Oh.
That's a national
okay, yeah.
chain, I think.
Yeah. Clever name.
Yeah. It's a little too clever.
I know. It's kind of nerdy.
I don't know. It does. I want something like a math tutor to be more official sound, like Kumon.
Oh, sure.
Kumon. That one, I think that's the better one. I think you put him in the wrong one.
Oh, I thought you meant it's too clever. You want it to be the Math Hut.
No,
that's the other way.
I don't want them to name them comedy clubs.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
get into backing up.
Let's get to backup.
All right.
I'll go first. And now file this one under have I done this before? Because I know it's angered me before, but I do not remember if I've done it as a topic.
All right.
But you're a jogger, runner,
sure.
know. You don't get to run in the street. These joggers are running in the street.
Oh, you're saying you need backup that we shouldn't be running in the street?
Yes. You run on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but what if there is no sidewalk?
What? What if there is no sidewalk?
Yeah.
Well, then I don't know.
But we're not talking about that here.
If there's no sidewalk, yeah, of course you can run on the street.
Okay.
You walk
Who's
on the
running
street.
on the street when there's a sidewalk? That's stupid.
All these people in my neighborhood run on the street.
And you have
run on the sidewalk. And they have sidewalks. And it's you're going 1 mile an hour faster than the people walking. Meanwhile, the cars are going 30 miles an hour faster than you are. It makes no sense.
Oh, that's just blowing my mind. I don't understand. I would love to hear from them why they do that.
You know what? Someone who runs in the street prefers that. because I get it. Like, the sidewalks are kind of small. So then if you run into somebody that's walking, you have to like jog.
Run
But then you
around
can
them.
jog into the street and jog around them at that point.
I've done that where I go down the driveway in the street
Yeah.
and then back up the next driveway.
Yeah. That these guys are just running in the street, taking over the
Yeah,
street.
come
I
on.
don't like it.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Simple. There you go.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Too easy.
Too easy. All right, here.
I thought you were going to fight me on it.
No, if there's a sidewalk there.
I thought there would be a good reason. I thought you go, well, actually.
No, that's blowing my mind. When I run, if I'm in the street, it's because there's no sidewalk and I run against traffic, like I'm running into traffic. That way, when they're coming at me, I can see them.
Right.
And I'll just hop into the grass to let them pass.
That's what they say you're supposed to do. Like if your car breaks down, you have to walk on the highway. You're supposed to walk on the left side.
So you don't get blasted up the ass without knowing a car that's not paying attention. So
you can see it coming before you die.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I need.
You give me some.
I get your back. All right.
Oh, he's got to take a sip of water for this one.
Yeah. So you have Quick Trip? Do you have Quick Trip in Portland?
Oh, is that the gas station? We don't have it, but I know it from the road.
So Quick Trip, Chick-fil-A, anytime, they all have a script they have to stick by. After every transaction, Quick Trip, they have to say, well, I'll see you next time. Do you need your receipt? Nope. See you next time. They always end. That's the last thing they're going to say to you. And with Chick-fil-A's is always our pleasure. Anytime you say anything, all right, thanks. Our pleasure. Our pleasure. It's always our pleasure. And it's scripted. And I don't know if I just think that's counterproductive because it sounds way less sincere when like a robot, they're going to say that.
Yeah, I agree. They should have to. They should have like a rotating selection of phrases.
Sure, or so just be a human being and say what you would say.
No, you can't. Person. You can't trust these people.
I guess.
No, you got to have our pleasure. Sure, surely.
Yeah. Hey, you bet, cowboy.
You bet, cowboy.
Yeah.
Hey, you look hot.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow, your pants look real tight and you have a big wiener.
Are those real? Yeah, they're like a rotating selection of pleasantries. No, yeah. I see what you're saying. Like, so because I wonder if anyone's ever been really rude to someone at Chick-fil-A. It's hard to imagine. But what if they were? Do they still say like, hey, take this, what are the sauces all called? I don't know.
This
Chick-fil-A sauce and shove it up your ass. Our pleasure. Like, is that they still have to stick with it?
Yeah. It'd be so much better if you're right, if they had like a repertoire that's like, hey, take this Chick-fil-A sauce and stick it up your ass. And then they had to say, oh, your pants are really tight. You have a big penis.
I'm sorry. Not sure how I got onto that one. Yeah. It does feel like you're right. Like it feels robotic. And as we get into this world that's becoming very, homogenized and everybody's going to start to look and sound the same because everyone's trying to fill a certain, thing that they see on social media.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have less of that.
Yeah.
Like just let them kind of be a weirdo.
Amen.
Just let them talk to you. They shouldn't have to. They should because I see what they're saying because it isn't fun to go to the gas station and buy a soda or candy bar and then just to get like a dead-eyed stare from some pale weirdo in the bad lighting, like. So it's nice if they say something, but they should just be like, you just have to talk about, like when you sell them the thing, you have to say, give them a little tidbit about you. tell them Tell them how you're feeling. Hey, man, I've been having a rough time. All right.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I like
what is the solution?
I think that's what it should be.
Just let them
required to share something personal.
Share something personal.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have a spicy nuggets and a Coke? It turns out it is cancerous. The thing on my nuts.
And the customer can say, "Our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
My pleasure."
All right.
Well, that's what we're here for, folks. Back up.
I would say I'm going to start recapping every episode before we finish, and I'm going to say the highlight was Duncan thinking Culver smells like his own farts, and the disappointment. Like, what did he end up getting for dinner?
And whatever pasta we had when we got home that Aaron made a home cooked meal. Because occasionally we will, Culver's is near Mathnasium. That's probably why
right.
Culver's. He probably was like, "Oh, Dad got Culver's before he picked me up."
But I just imagine him like eating the pasta, going like, "Oh man,
God, that fart smelled
I
so
wish
much better than."
I wish I was eating my own farts right now. How's your pasta? How's your pasta? Well, it's my own farts, but I guess it'll do.
It's not my own fart.
All right. That's it. Thank you, everybody.
Plug our dates.
Plug your dates, Johnny.
You go first, because I have to text Greg to see the details of mine.
You know what? It's funny. Okay, so I'm in Portland this weekend. On Friday, I'm at Gigantic Brewing. It's a fun show. It's their 3 or 4 year anniversary. And then Saturday, I'm doing another show in Portland, and I'm not sure where. I think it's this Blazer Bar by the Moda Center. But I'll tweet it out as they start promoting it or whatever.
Okay.
Instagram it out or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna tweet out the details of my show in Milwaukee on the 26th of April. Yeah, and then the 30th of April is I'll be hosting the finals of the Madison's Funniest Comic competition that I've been judging all month. I'll be hosting and doing 15-20 minutes for that one. And then Delafield, Wisconsin on May 10th.
All right. Go to the websites, get tickets for those shows. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry.